Dancehall star Vybz Kartel has lost a long-running legal battle to appeal his murder conviction before the United Kingdom Privy Council, Jamaica's final court. A report of the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council named Kartel, whose real name is Adidja Palmer, and his co-accused Sean Campbell, Kahira Jones, and Andre St. John as appellants vs the King as the respondent. In September 2020, the appellants were granted conditional leave to challenge the April 2020 ruling of the Jamaican Court of Appeal on their 2014 murder conviction. Having considered written submissions from the appellants and the respondent, we have agreed to report to Your Majesty as our opinion that permission to appeal to be refused in the application dated November 20, 2020, the committee reported. The application sought to introduce evidence that Kartel's cell phone, which contained damning text and voice messages linking him to the murder of Clive Lizard Williams, had shown signs of tampering. Having considered written submissions from the appellants and the respondent, we have agreed to report to Your Majesty as our opinion that permission to appeal to be refused in the application. Dated November 20, 2020, the committee reported on Tuesday, February 21. Applications on behalf of Kartel for an extension of time and to rely on fresh evidence were also denied. The grounds do not support the submission that a serious miscarriage of justice has occurred in this case, the opinion stated. When contacted, Vybz Kartel's attorney-at-law Izzet Buchanan was tight-lipped. The matter is sub judice, Izzet Buchanan told Dancehall Mag. In law, sub judice, Latin for under a judge, means that a particular case or matter is under trial or being considered by a judge or court. Vybz Kartel heads to court. August 11, 2014, Kartel had previously expressed his confidence in getting a fair ruling from the Privy Council, adding that he doesn't believe he can get such from the Jamaican justice system. I would like to say the Privy Council that I am going to be out soon. Law and statute are what the council deals in, not corruption. The appeal hearing in Jamaica, just like the trial, was a joke, a kangaroo court, a circus, he told Billboard magazine in 2020. Kartel and co-accused fellow artist Sean Storm Campbell, and cronies Kahira Jones, and Andre St. John were all given mandatory life sentences in 2014 for the 2011 murder of Lizard Williams, which prosecutors say took place at a house in Havendale, St. Andrew. Lizard's body was never found. In addition to the cell phone evidence, prosecutors also relied on the sole eyewitness, Lamar Wechow, who made an account of the events that took place on August 16, 2011. We testified that on that day, he had accompanied Sean Storm Campbell and Lizard, the deceased, to Kartel's Havendale home, where they were summoned over missing firearms, which were referred to, in the damning cell phone messages, as shoes. We said Kartel, Andre St. John and Kahira Jones were already at the house. According to we, while they were being questioned by Kartel about the guns, Jones held Lizard from behind, while we, immediately ran into another room. We added that Kartel and Campbell forcibly brought him back to the room, where he saw Lizard lying motionless on his back, with Jones bending over him and St. John holding a concrete block in his hands. We claimed that he feared for his own safety, so he fled again, this time running from the house by climbing over a gate. He testified that he was chased by Kartel, who later assured him that he had nothing to worry about. However, instead of returning to the house, we said he accompanied Kartel to a hospital where he was treated for a dog bite that the DJ had apparently received during the chase. Kartel's defense questioned Wee's credibility during the trial and cited his inconsistent account of the events, including a purported letter by Wee to a public defender which stated that he saw Lizard after August 16, 2011, and that he had been pressured by the police to give a conflicting statement. Kartel, Storm, Jones, and St. John were all convicted of Lizard's murder on April 3, 2014. All four men received life sentences with parole eligibility. Kartel was initially given 35 years before being eligible for parole, before it was reduced to 32 years and 6 months, following an appeal that upheld the conviction. St. John, who had to serve 30 years before being eligible for parole, had his time shaved down to 27 years and 6 months. Sean Storm and Jones, who had to serve 25 years before being eligible, had theirs reduced to 22 years and 6 months. Kartel, Storm, Jones, and St. John were all convicted of Lizard's murder on April 3, 2014. All 4 men received life sentences with parole eligibility. Kartel was initially given 35 years before being eligible for parole, before it was reduced to 32 years and 6 months, following an appeal that upheld the conviction. Vybz Kartel's Privy Council appeal, application to introduce fresh evidence, denied.